Well, there was a lobby in 1948 when we recognized Israel, and there's no question that that lobby put significant influence on Harry Truman to recognize the state of Israel. There's no question that inside the administration, there were people like George Marshall who were not in favor of that policy, but they lost, and they lost in part because of Truman's decision to support Israel, and his decision was influenced by the lobby. I think that almost everybody agrees that the lobby back then, and certainly in the 1950s and 1960s, was nowhere near as powerful as it has become over time. I think that it was in the early 1980s when the lobby really began to pick up a head of steam in terms of gaining power in the American political system. But the point is, it was always there, and it's always wielded significant influence.
I keep hearing that phrase like it's this shadowy figure somewhere that no one really knows who they are. Who constitutes the Israeli lobby?
I want to be clear, there's nothing shadowy about this. The lobby operates out in the open. Again, it's, a completely legal and legitimate.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean shadowy figure as though unethical. I mean shadowy figure in terms of people don't know who they are.
Well, I think most people know who they are. You were talking about AIPAC before, and almost everybody knows about AIPAC at this point in time. And AIPAC is probably the most powerful institution in the lobby. AIPAC is an organization that has a whole structure of administrators, and then it has a large number of people around the country, mostly Jews, who are members of AIPAC. They donate money to AIPAC, and they work for AIPAC, usually without pay. I mean, they're volunteers. It's basically an interest group. It's not much different than the National Rifle Association or the AFL-CIO. It's an American lobby, an American interest group. We don't have to like what it does, and I don't like what it does because I think it pushes policies, and I want to be very clear here, that are not in America's interest and are also not in Israel's interest. And by the way, that was the point that Barack Obama was making in the clip that you showed at the beginning of the show. Barack Obama understood full well that what Israel was doing in rejecting a two-state solution with the support of the lobby was going to lead to disaster for Israel. And he, of course, is correct. So I think that the lobby, and this includes organizations like AIPAC, the lobby is pushing policies that are not in America's interest or not in Israel's interest. But again, you want to understand that what it's doing is legitimate. Now, AIPAC is not the only organization. There are all sorts of other organizations like the Zionist Organization of America, the American Jewish Congress, and on and on. It's a loose coalition of individuals and organizations that work together in a loose way to support Israel unconditionally.